Can you see that? How about that? And yes, the rest of the car looks just like it. Hello, friends. Looky here. We have a 2005 Chevy Equinox. This is the older style. The newer styles are really pretty bulky. I really don't like the older style, but that's just me. Anyway, it is white. It is dirty. Looky. It's dirty. I forgot that glass coating. Damn it. So before I show you this car, I got the steamer going. We're gonna need it. Just saying. Are you ready? 'Cause Lord. Look at that shiny steering wheel. Gross. And of course, we cannot have floor mats in this bitch, because if we got floor mats in it, we might be able to save the carpet a little bit. But no. See, when I go and do this, it's still going to be nasty. It's not going to look like I did much to it. It'll improve, but it'll never be right. And it smells like a musty, nasty shed up in here, too. Swear. Nasty. And look at those shiny seats. Now, if you did not catch it last time, if your leather seats are reflecting back at you, they're filthy. You want your leather seats to be... See why we need the steamer? You want these to be a matte finish. Lord have mercy. It stinks in here. I'm not even lying to you. This is so nasty. Now, you remember that Chevy Malibu? My dad said it was like a crime scene in there. Yeah, this is worse than that. At least with that, I was able to... Jesus. I was able to do something with the carpets. That is not the case here. I'm not going to be able to do much. I'll be able to vacuum it. Kind of rustle up the fibers. And then we will get the cleaner on it. Let it sit a little bit after we brush it in. And then we're going to get to it. Now, I'm going to have to come through the back seat here. Look at that. Flipping gross, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, that back door won't open. I'm not sure I can push it open. I'm not sure where the emergency latch is. If it's even got one. This one is like right on that cusp. They started doing that around 5 or 6. And this is an 05. But at least we're not dealing with a lot of dog and cat hair. I mean... just a lot of gross, stinky dirt. Because this thing be stinking. Look at that. And you know, sometimes I don't like recording this because you don't get a good feel of what you're looking at. What I see with my eyes is disgusting. What the camera shows, or at least what I'm seeing through the camera, is not pretty. That will not be perfect. In fact, I'll be shocked if we can get any of that brown out of it. I'll be shocked. And see how much dirt is in there? That is why, one of the good reasons why we need the steamer. These were some filthy people. Look at the outside of that. That's just nasty. Look how gross those buttons are. Both sides. Look at that. Good God. So yes, I am getting the steamer after this because it's just nasty. And if these were grown people in those seats, you have to wonder, are they adults really? Or just 5-year-olds trapped in adult bodies? I'm getting nasty now, so I'm going to hush up about that. Sorry, I do not like that. That is gross. Do not blame your children for a mess in your car. If this is children, do not blame the child for the mess in your car. It is your fault. Now, I have a lot of parents that will accept responsibility for that when they bring me their filthy cars. They're like, I'm sorry. When I'm driving, I just let them go because sometimes it's just not worth the battle. I get that. My daughter is Tori. Have you guys met her? That was my biggest tomboy. That girl, she put me through a living hell. I'm not even lying. So I completely understand that, where you just have to let them go rogue until you can pay closer attention. But the parents that blame their children, no ma'am, no sir, that's on you. So when you have a dealership car come in, you want to make sure you create a checklist of your own. The seller is going to see some things that are wrong, but it's also going to be up to you to point out things that they may not have seen. You're also going to be responsible for this. Number 1, do not use off the bug repellent. Don't do that. It's very easy. All you need is a little bit of water in a bucket. Get you a little scratch pad. If you don't have a sandpaper, I'm not kidding. Get a scratch pad. Get it wet. Put it on there. You're going to clean that crap off. Go and buy yourself a small bottle of car polish. Put a little bit on your towel and then go over the headlight. And it's going to clear that up. That's all you need. Quit trying to take shortcuts. I don't like shortcuts unless they're absolutely necessary. I guess let's just get started with the day. I just spent an hour on this, and the only thing that I have done is the door frame, the door jamb. Sorry, I lost track. I got the door threshold, not the carpet, just the threshold. And I got the radio section done. Just the radio section. I haven't even started on the console section. It's going to be a long, 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 long night. The only problem is we've got to have it ready by Monday. So if I get too tired, I'll go home and come back tomorrow and just finish it up tomorrow until it's done. But I'm not leaving here until every one of these hard surfaces is done today. That's a big chore. I knew it was going to be. Okay, I went on to Uber. I could have drove this car, but I was at a point where I was already settled in. I would have had to shut everything off and leave, and it would have been a pain. So I got on Uber Eats and signed into the Dollar General, and I had them go grab me a gallon of Mean Green and a gallon of Purple Power. Now, Purple Power is, in my opinion, as good as Super Clean. But with Walmart app, you have to have a $35 minimum. I just need a couple gallons of stronger cleaner. So I got some Purple Power. I got it made up in my spray bottle. It's 50-50. I don't know what is on these doors and this stuff, but every time I break it up, it smears. So that tells me it's probably grease. So I needed a degreaser, and that's what Purple Power is. When you're dealing with letters like this, on these, they will come off. So when you clean it, you do not press hard with your towel. Use your cleaner. Let it sit. Rub it lightly. It'll come off, but it's a time-consuming process. One hour and 3 minutes. That's how much it took for me to finish up just the driver's side. That's 2 hours. The last video was 1 hour and 1 minute, so 2 hours and 4 minutes on one section. One section. I hope the others are easier. There's not as much there. I took this off. I'm not going to repair it. I'm going to paint it. I want that gone. And I do not have this color, but it's just a shade darker. So, now this is vinyl plastic and carpet dye. In fact, I'm probably going to be using one of these on that passenger side, but we'll see. Anyway, this is Dove Gray, which is this one, this color, basically this color right here. And so what I'm going to do is paint this and make this look better. And then when it dries, I'm going to do it now. That way it has plenty of time to dry. And then we'll put it back on. I'll zoom in. So I got one spot that I got too much there. That's okay. It should level itself out enough that it won't be as obvious. But anyway, I've got all of that covered up. I got it as clean as I could. And now we're just gonna let this sit and dry, and I'm gonna continue with the car. Alrighty, friends, so let me show you where we're at right now. This looks a lot better than I thought it would, but it is soaking wet also, so we got that looking good. I'll show you this. I am so tired. Okay, it took me a while, but I got it. Right now, I am at, let's see, 3 o'clock until now, so we're almost at 6 hours. I'm going to call my mom and see if she'll come get me, because this thing needs to sit, not to mention I need to finish it tomorrow. I'll show you this. It's looking good. And those doors took me forever. Not even lying. That is also soaking wet, but boy, it sure looks a lot better. I hope you can get a good look at it, or at least a decent look. I still got to do a little bit of vacuuming. You can see there. That's something I'll do at the end when I want to make sure we got all the water out. So, what I need to do is this back section. Oops, sorry. I need to do this back section, and I'm going to have to climb through to do it. I got to put the cover back on that. See what I mean? That'll never look right. It's always going to be discolored. There's nothing we can do about it. But these seats are matte finish again. You see that spot right there? It would not budge. Hey, I'm really sorry to bother you.
What's the matter?
I was wondering if you would come get me. Alrighty, friends, so this Equinox is done. Looks much, much better. Let me tell you. And I even got the windows back down. Look at the headlights. Looking much, much better. Remember, they were all yellow. All I did was put some polish on a towel and clean them up. That cleanup will last anywhere from 90 to 120 days. So that's 3 to 4 months. If you were to use off on those, it'd last you about 30 days. But my fix was pretty simple. And there we go. Voila. Looks really good. Look at that. Really good. We got everything off of there. Oh, it was so bad. And no, those are not scratches that I made. Those were there. In fact, that's what a lot of dirt was stuck in. That's looking much better. That was gross, let me tell you. That steering wheel looks good. Looks pretty darn good, don't you think? And look at that. Just a little bit of vinyl, plastic, and carpet dye to fix that up. Don't need a lot. I wish I could have done that. Got it looking better, but I didn't have the go-ahead, I guess you could say. Anyway, that's looking a lot better. That seat's looking better, although it's not perfect. I'm telling you, they are not perfect. That carpet, it looks better than it should, but we'll talk about it. See, that is looking really good. It cleaned up real nice. I was afraid that it would not, but it did. And if you notice, there is the matte finish on these leather seats. That means they are clean. These look a lot better than they probably should, but we'll talk about it. They're super, super stained. Looks pretty darn good, don't you think? Looks much better than it should, huh? We'll talk about it. All that nastiness is gone. Okay, we're going to talk about this carpet. I'm getting ready to show you the finished, how we're going to finish it. Okay, so the carpet in this vehicle is a light gray. In other words, it's like a dove gray. But we can't paint the entire carpet because then we would be stuck with the old carpet it's contrasting it too much and not in a good way. So with those brown stains, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lightly cover the brown stains a little bit, all right? We're only gonna cover the stains and we're not gonna add a lot. Then we're gonna come back because the carpets have that brown tinge to it, and we're gonna put some of the, what do they call it? Chocolate. They have this one, it's chocolate, and they also have another one, it's sunburn tan or something like that. Anyway, I have the chocolate. Now the chocolate is a lot lighter. It's just a couple shades darker than beige, really. But if you use it lightly, will be able to blend in the gray. Okay, so I'm gonna set the camera up so you can watch it. I do not encourage people to do this unless you know what you're doing. I don't like doing it unless I feel like it's the best option. And for this vehicle, it's the best option. We don't want to just put it out there looking gross. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to stay out of the way. There's not a lot here to cover up. We just want to go after these dark spots here. And then we're going to come back and put some on it, of the brown on it, the chocolate. Okay? This is what you're doing. You're giving it a little bit of a cover, and it's like a primer. Okay? That's all we're going to do with that. Now we're going to come and cover up our primer, and it should hide those stains a lot better. Okay, and it looks kind of like a brown carpet. It's going to look like it's got a couple of shades to it, especially when it dries. Now, we're not going to touch it. Okay, I'm not sure how much you can see, but it's pretty dark right there. And then there's a dark stripe right here. You can see that. And then you have this one over here. All we're going to do is cover that up a little bit by shading it with the gray. Okay, that's it. So you're gonna kind of see those stains disappear and lighten up or whatever. Get back, Bella. I don't want your nose there. That's it. Now it looks like it took those stains back. It brought them backwards a little bit where they don't look as powerful. Now, I didn't cover up the things, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Never had anybody complain. And if they asked, we would admit to it anyway. That's my condition for doing this. Because in this process, I sometimes feel like it's not ethical. But it does help when you've got them clean. You can't do anything more. You got to do something in some cases. Now, I wanted to show you. This is looking a lot better than it was. But it still needs some cleaning. So I'm going to have to wait till they can get that door open. So we'll get it all figured out. Looks much better, doesn't it? That's why that one looks as done as it does. I covered up a lot of that with some silver, and then I came back with the chocolate. And it looks really decent. But you can't go overboard. You can't just use this stuff and just paint the carpet. There's a way to it. There's a science to it. How about that? Alrighty, friends, so that is the mostly end. We still need to do something about that back end. But I'm going to need them to get that door open. I can't get my fingers in there. And that'll also give me a chance to check that carpet at that time. But we did make that carpet look a lot better, and I didn't have to paint it. Cargo areas are not as... They're a little more forgiving because they do a lot more stupid stuff. You know what I mean? It's when it's when it's in regular seating, that's when you're like... Anyway, so let me see. How long have I been here? Okay, so 2.5 more hours. So that is 6.5 or 6.25 plus 2 is 8.25 plus half is 8.75. So just under 9 hours. And I did say that it was going to take about 8 or 9 hours, and I was right. I still think had that stuff come off better on that driver's area, I still think we could have cut that by an hour, but it is what it is. Anyway, you saw the car. It's looking better on the outside and the inside. Windows are down to allow the paint to dry. We'll come over and get it later today or tonight or in the morning or whatever, because tomorrow I have a big vehicle coming. We're going to squeeze it in here some kind of way. And I am going to do a paint enhancement. It's a brand new 2026. We're going to do a paint enhancement, and we're going to do a ceramic coat. So it'll be a big day. I asked Tori to come and help me. That way we could knock it out. We could double team it and knock it out pretty quick. So we will see how it goes. Either way, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I sure do appreciate it. And until the next video, you know how it goes. Peace. Excuse me, ma'am.